Okay, good afternoon. How are you? Hope you're good. So today we're going to talk about C# language, which will be introduction, simple introduction. And we are going to use this for game programming. So first of all, there is a problem with this program. Let me fix this. Okay, let me create a new project. We have to have Visual Studio 2009, or you can have 2017. We'll have a console application, create new project, console application next, and call it game prog week 1 intro C#. And then say next, create. Then we will have an empty project, console application. We will have a class program and then main method. Okay, let's tell the difference between C# and Java. You remember that we have been using import, right? For Java in order to import a library here. But here we have using in Java. And the other difference is namespace. And there we had package, right, in Java. Do you remember it? Package. And I think finally we have, okay, class program same. We have class and static void is same. But here, I think in Java we had public static. But here we don't have public static. We have static void and then main. That was main in Java. Here it's main, it's uppercase. And we have string. And the other difference is S of string was uppercase in Java, right? Here, string in Java. Well, this is actually the same. If you just click over it, you're going to see that class system string. Can you see that clearly? Yes, string with uppercase. This is actually a kind of short case, short for string. It's actually same. We have a string class just like in Java. So we have main, and the main method is an entry point of the program. We are not going to use these using, so you can simply remove them, remove and sort using. So there's nothing, and you can just simply remove them. If you want to print something in Java, you had to write system out print line, right, in Java. Here we have console write line, console, but write line. And say hi from C#. Hi from C#. Okay, we don't have library. Let's add them. Just click this bulb here. Then using system, it will add an import library. Okay, we have this one. If you run it, it will show nothing. The reason is because it suddenly appears and disappears. So you have to keep it running. Then console read key. You say read key just like in C, and then it will just stop, like hi from C#. I want to show you some shortcut for this one. If you say control write line C and W, tap, it will help you to write it. Simple, very simple. Then say hi again. Then start, then it will run your project here. Okay, you know loops, you know statement, conditional statement, and so other things. Let's just write them here. You can say if and tap, it will tell you things. We don't want to just work with them because you are already fourth year students. You don't need to just know. You don't want to write everything one by one. You can use shortcuts for this. So if 4 is equal to 5 or 3 is equal to 5, you can write something, and else you can again write something, or you can have else if you have another condition, just like in C#, Java, they are totally same. So we have loops, for loops, and then tap. If you write 4, it's going to have something. We can write something here, maybe string names, or we can have, let's have an array of strings, and then string. Let's put an array and then say names. Then I can initialize array in two different ways. The one way is new string and tell the dimension like this, so we can have 4 items inside, and you can add names and then put one by one. You can write something here, or we can simply put a brace here and then put elements inside, say Jake, Jack, Jane, maybe Ali, and then George. So you can simply say for the length of these names, you can have loop, and then in between, then again system console write line, then I can say names and then the index. So it will print all of them because it's a write line. If you say write, it will write them all in one single line. So like this, but we prefer this one. Then I here, you know them, right, in things. If you want to if you don't want to use for loop like this, you can have for each loop. In for each loop in Java was something like this, like string name in names. It was like this in Java, and we had like write something here. But in C# is different. Here we have for each and then in. So for each name in names, write them all and then say name. It will return same thing. It will give you the same thing totally. This is sometimes useful. It's much better than this, because here you have so many complex, like so many variables and increment here. But here you don't need to worry about them. It's very simple, very linguistic. It's like a daily language we are using in our normal life. So we have for each, and we have, I think, switch case. We have while, do while. I can say maybe while something is true, we can do something. And we have do while again. Do while is just take inside and then after that check it. The difference between them. But in while you don't have to. You have to first of all check, and then after that you have to let it go inside. And we have something like this. And I think we can talk about some structures here. We have enum. You know, enum is just like same in Java. We have, maybe we can have days, for example. Day could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you want to enumerate something, some constant, predefined constant, you can use enum, and it will be very easy to work with them. In Java, we had some special data structure. We could have variables, we could have constructor or methods, but in C# we don't have them. We can only give like index for each. If I give index 1, this will be 2, 3, 4, and 5. If it's -1, the other will be like 0, 1. It will increment automatically. But here, if I put 0, it will say 0, 1, 2, 3. Each has an integer value. But I don't want to just use it. I just want to leave it, because I want to give an introduction, and so we are going to use them in game programming. For example, if I say day, and I cannot do this one because it's a static, it's a predefined constant. So you can have day dot, then for example Monday. And using switch case, I can check all the cases, and based on the case I can do something. And then say switch, and then top. It's telling me the case. So I can put whatever, I can put string, I can put char, I can put enum, I can put whatever I want here. But here, after C#, I think the last version, you can put so many things. Say day, and then enter. It will automatically detect that the day is enum type, and it will write all the cases for you. And then since I already have 7 cases, I don't have a default case. Default is something like else. Like if there is Monday, do something. If there is Tuesday, do something. This is else. I don't have else here because I have only 7 days, right? So I don't need it. Then if there is Monday, I can do something. And like today is Monday something. Do something. Do something in Monday. On Monday. And what is break here? It will terminate the program. It will just stop it, and then after that, not terminate the program. It will just stop this case and then just leave this statement. If you don't put break, it will visit all the cases, and that is sometimes you don't want. If you want to just do same thing for Monday and Tuesday, you simply remove this one and you put it here, right? If you want to do same thing for Monday and Tuesday, this is like if day is Monday and or the day is Tuesday, which means I write something like this. Okay, this is easy. And what else I can talk about? We can talk about methods here. Normally, writing so many statements in main method is not acceptable. It's not good actually. It will make difficult to understand, like make hard to someone understand your code. So it's always good to put them all in a method. So here, and maybe more here. So this is called actually refactoring. We want to step by step refine our code. And right click here, say quick actions and refactoring. And I want to put them all in a method. What's happened here? What's wrong with this? I cannot do anything here. Okay, now I can extract a method here. Say some process. Of course, it's good to give a better name for this, but for now, we can give this one. So it will be easy for people to read your code and understand your code. Okay, so far any question? Any question? No question. Okay, good. So now let me tell you how to, you already know how to create method, how to call method from there. And what is this static? Can anyone tell me what does static mean here? What's the point of static? What is static? Because we're going to use static. We need to know what is static, what is not static. Okay, that method is static and that method is static. If I do this, if I say private void do something, I don't know, just say foo, and I want to call this method from here, can I do that? I cannot apparently. Why? Because first of all, we need to understand scripting. If we cannot script, we cannot do any kind of game. We have to understand the nature of language and nature of this programming. What is this? What's the problem here? Türkçe söyleyebilirsiniz arkadaşlar. Sakıncası yok. Yani illa İngilizce olacak bir kaydı yok. Neden? Dert değil. Public olsun. Statik neden? Neden? Statik olmadığı için bunu çağıramadık buradan. Okay, now let me explain things. If something is non-static, which means it belongs to an instance of the class, or it belongs to an object of class. So you can call it only through an object. It depends on an object. If something is static, which means it is same for all instances of the same class. Do you understand the idea? Bakın arkadaşlar, bir şey statikse o şey objeye bağımlı değil, objeye ait değildir. Yani o class'tan oluşturulacak olan bütün objenin ortak malıdır. Hepsi için değer aynıdır. Ancak bir şey statik değilse bu o class'tan oluşturulmuş olan spesifik bir objenin bir elemanıdır. Onun için memory allocation yapılır o obje oluşturulduğu zaman ve onun üzerinden çağrılabilir. Okay, this is a, let's make it again private. If I want to call this, I have to call it through an object. What is an object here? I define this method in the program class, right? So I have to do something like this. Program, say pro, is equal to new program. Then I have an instance, and then I can call this pro foo method through the pro object. You understand the idea? Without an object, this is nonsense. Like it's useless, because when you call an object, when you create an object or an instance, they are same actually. You are allocating a memory in the heap, which is a type of memory in your RAM. So you're going to create a space for it, a memory for it, and then this will be useful for this. I'm going to explain, don't worry about this, but now you understand what is static, what is not static, the difference between them. If I make it static, so this time I can do this, program, and then foo. Even if I have more than one program, like program 1, 2, 3, pro 1, pro 2, pro 3, so this foo will be the same for all of them, because it's static. Understand? So we call them, this is or that one, they are same, because we are in the same class. Putting here or not putting, it's totally the same. Okay, you understand the idea. Okay, now let me tell you how can we call a method, or how can we send a parameter from this. I can do something, maybe integer total, I can say sum could be integer a and b. So, or maybe I can say simply, for now, I can say 3 plus 6. I want to create a method for this and then say return variable first and then variable second. It will give me the sum, right? And then I can write it here if I want. Right, like, sorry for this. Now, the answer is 9. So if I want to put a here and b here, and then I can define them. A could be like 5, b could be a 3. So I can do that, something like this. So what if I want to send parameter and then, for example, I want to do some kind of swap. You remember I could do it in C#, in C, like a and b. I want to create a method like this, private static, say swap, integer a and integer b. I can have remember, like integer temp, so it can store a, then then b is equal to a, right? And I can have store a, b is equal to a, then this time a will be b, and a is equal to b. Sorry for this. Temp is going to be a, so I already have a, and then a will be b, and then b is equal to temp. Is that true? So I have swapped them. So, and I want to write them here. Then this is void, right? I cannot do anything. Console write line, I want to write a, and then maybe here b. Okay, then, so it was 5 and 3 and I want to swap them. You should write 3 and 5, right? Will it? I don't think so. Again, it's 5, 3. Nothing changed. What's the problem here? Okay, the problem is simple, because a and b are integers, so they are primitive types. They're not reference type, they're value type. So when you pass them by references, they will copy this value, and then you're going to have the copy of them here. The copy value are swapped, it's okay, but you don't get them because you don't return anything. What should you do here? You can simply put ref here. No, you don't need return for this. You can have ref, and then ref, and then you can put ref here again. This time it will swap them like 3, 5, just like in C. You remember you using ampersand, you had like pointers, and you just do this one. So in C# you can do that. In Java you cannot do that. This is the powerful point of C#. Nasıl? Görmüyorum. Bir daha çalıştıracağım. Böyle görünüyor mu? Okay. So you understand it. Now that we stopped. This is the good point about this. What if you don't have, for example, I want to do something. I don't have B value this time. I think I can do something like this out. And maybe here I can have, this is different. I will make another example for this. What if I didn't create anything and I want to just send it to the method and then get something value from the method outside of method. So I don't have anything, I don't have a variable, and I want to send it to method and then get back some data. We have a solution for this in C#. Let's have, say, out test. And I want to send, for example, I want to send value of E, which is, or leave it here and say integer, or I want to just create something like this. I want to send an C value and I want to get back it here. I can do that, but to do this I need to have this one out. So, and I can say, for example, C is equal to 0 and then C plus 5. For example, I want to make it 5. This time, even if I didn't define C beforehand, I still can have C. You see? It's 5. Yani dışarıda tanımlanmamış bir nesne ya da bir değişkeni bile içeri gönderdiğiniz zaman alabilirsiniz değerini. Java'da yine aynı şekilde bu da yok. O ikisi yok, aradaki temel fark bunlar. Now let's just work with objects. We don't want to work with primitive types because primitive types are only useful for class. We can use them to store some data, like some integer, some primitive data. We want to talk about reference data because the objects are scalable. You can use them, you can just change them, you can modify them, and you can create some complex structures. So now, first of all, let's create say a ref extract method, ref, then out. Let's create an object here, class. You can create a class in two different ways. They are quite common. One is just go here to solution and say add and then class here. This is one way you can create class, or I prefer the second one, which is I want to create, for example, animal class. Animal is equal to new animal. So the compiler will complain about the problem. The problem is that animal is not defined. So press this one and say I want to create a class. Okay, generate class animal in new file. Okay, then it will create it for you. You have internal means they are public in the same namespace. So you can make it public or you can leave it as is. This is totally fine. So I can have here, for example, integer ID or age, string name, right? And this should be public if I want to access them. Otherwise, it should be private or protected. Let's create an animal here. Say anim age, for example, 5, anim.name. Name. This could be, I don't know, cat. You can write whatever you want here. So you can write them all if you want. Say anim.age and then anim. Maybe name. So you can print them. Okay, 5 cats, and what's wrong with them? I don't want them. Okay, so it will write the age and so this is actually easy. I'm changing them, right? This is, but sometimes we don't want to change them. We don't want to let the other class to modify them. So we could make them private, but at that time we cannot access them. So what's the point? What can I do here? If I make it public, I will let people, the other class, change them. If I make it private, no one will access them. So for example, if I make it private, then you see you're not going to see age anymore. You see age is not is inaccessible due to its protection level. Yani erişim seviyesinden dolayı erişilebilir değil diyor. So what can I do here? What's the problem here? Or what's the solution here? Çözüm ne burada? Setters, getters, right? I have encapsulation. We have encapsulation in OP. So what can we fix this? In Java, we could do something like this. Okay, this will be a private, first of all. I have to make it secure. And then I should do something like this. Public void set age. And then I can give my parameter integer age. Then I can tell that make this age is equal to this one so that I can store it. This is set because it doesn't have to return anything, it's just void. It must take the parameter and then set it. And that's why we call it set age. And then the other one, okay, now I have set, I can change it, but I want to get it. How can I get it? I cannot make it public because it's meaningless. So I can simply say public again. This time I want to get the value, so it should return the same data type. Integer get age. And then say return age or this age. They are totally the same, this.age. This actually is representing a specific instance of this class. So it just tells that this age belongs to this class. And you can remove this, they are same actually. It will work both of them. So now I can say that set age, I can put the value here 5. And if I want to get it, I have to tell that, sorry for this again, say dot get age. What's the point? I made it private and I had set and get. So what do I have here? Yani gizliydi, açıktı. Dedim ki güvenli değil, erişimi istemiyorum dedim. Sonra bu setleri ve getleri koydum. Yine genel oldu. Yine değiştirebiliyorum. Olay ne burada? Niye böyle bir şey yaptık? Neden böyle bir atraksiyona giriştik? Why did we do that? What's the point? You must know the answer of this. There must be a point of this. Okay, the point is simple. I can put something here so that I can put some conditions, for example, password, so that if the user knows password, they can set it. Otherwise, they cannot. For example, simply, I can simply put something like this. If age is less than 0, this is impossible, then I can say return, do nothing. And else, do this one. This is very simple, right? Now let me do this, make it minus 5 and see what's happening. It's 0. The initial value was 0. So it didn't let me to set it minus 5. So I have full control over the method using this set and get. You understand the idea? Yani kafama göre atama yapamıyorum. Metod olduğu için metodun içerisine istediğim koşulları koyabiliyorum. Now you understand. For the get I can do the same thing. But this is Java style. In C# we don't need them. Really, it is like there is a special form for this. You have properties. So you have public integer, you can say age, and then you have set and get like this. You have setters and getters. And we have a shortcut for this, prop top. It will tell you whatever you want, age. Now get and set is possible. I can simply say anim.age, and this will be setter, and this will be getter. Yani atama yaptığınız zaman setter oluyor. Değeri çağırdığınız zaman getter oluyor. Getter. What if I do that? Private. So now I will not allow the other class to set that value. You see, it will complain about this. You cannot set it because it's private. I can do that, or I just simply can leave it. You understand the idea? It's simple. If you want to put more things here, for example, you want to put condition here. For example, you want to say if the value is less than 0, I want to just do something different. To do this, you can have something like this, property full and top. At that time, you can have two different, and then say age. You have one private, the other is public. Then I can say set for the set one, maybe here, if value is less than 0, then I can say return. And else I can say, it's confusing, I know, but you may see them, you may ask like, what is this? This is just information. You don't have to know them totally, but it's same. And if I say age is -5, I think it will work. You see, it's still 0. They're same. If you don't feel comfortable with this, you can use Java style. You can use Java setters and getters, okay? This is confusing, I know. It's really confusing, but this is just a way to expressing them. Tamam arkadaşlar, bu arada karışık kabul ediyorum ama C#'lar böyle yapıyorlar. Okay. Okay, let me just put it again. Property, then say age. Okay, this is the idea. So now you know how to create an object, how to create a class. Now let's talk about these constructors. This is default constructor, right? Constructor with no parameters, no argument or parameters, whatever you want. I want to make them, for example, private. Or I want to just keep it again and put the same here. And then I don't want to let the other people to set them, and then I want to only allow them to set them here. Integer age int string name. So I can say that this age is equal to age, and then this name is equal to name. So I can just I can simply create age is, for example, 5, name is monkey. And now I can get them because it's accepted. Bakın burada getter'lar public olduğu için bunlara erişebiliyorum, değil mi? So I can just write them here. It will set 5 and monkey. Okay, this is cool. So what if I write this one? Animal. What's going to happen here? If I write line the total object, the entire object, what will you expect to see here? It is an address, because the object is simply, let me tell you here. Let me just draw a memory RAM for you. This is the computer RAM, your RAM, like real time. You're using, now all the things is just stored in RAM, right? I'm not using hard drive for now. So we have stack memory, and then we have heap memory here. They are actually a part in your RAM. If I create an animal here, animal dot a, and then that will be a kind of, and this is a new animal, by the way, and this is this is just representation of them. And then animals have, let me copy this. I have this one. If I write this statement, this one, that will create an animal, which is an object, animal object, and it will have the age will be 5 and then name will be monkey. And that is actually a pointer. This anim is a pointer that pointing this object. And that is storing the memory of this object. And this is stack memory and this is heap memory. We put, normally in most of the languages, we put the primitive types in this stack memory, and we have reference type in this heap memory. And we can dynamically change them. This is good to save your RAM, or save your memory, because in dynamically you want to change them, you want to delete them, create them, delete them, create them. You cannot use heap memory for this, stack memory for this, you have to use heap memory. Okay, so that will write an address for me. Let's just try it. Yes, this is somehow kind of name of object. In Java, you had this address for this. Okay, it will write the only animal name. If I want to change them, what should I do here? I can have toString method. toString, say override toString. I'm going to explain override here. I can say return, that is returning string. I can say age, and then maybe plus name. So I can change the definition of this. It will this time write 5 and monkey. toString is actually string representation of your object. Yani toString metodunun amacı objenize eğer string bir ifade vermek istiyorsanız bunu kullanıyorsunuz. Mesela sizler ismin nedir? Örnek vereyim. İrem. İrem, sen İrem misin sadece? Değilsin. Sen İrem'den fazlasın değil mi? Senin gözlerin var, saçların var, yaşın var, bir sürü şeyin var. Dolayısıyla bizler de öyle. Yani sadece ismimizden ibaret değiliz değil mi? Bir sürü özelliğimiz var. Dolayısıyla buradaki toString'in olayı da bu. Ben herhangi birinizi string olarak ifade etmek istiyorsam İrem derim, Ahmet derim, Mehmet derim değil mi? O odur. Tam olarak o işe yarıyor. Tamam. Bunun amacı budur. Then 5 monkey. Okay, you understand the idea. Now this is the if you want to have more than one, you can have more than one. You can have, for example, name. You can another one. It could be string, could be origin maybe. I want to set origin here, for example, string origin, and then say this origin is equal to origin. But it is a good idea to do this, and I can of course have another monkey, another animal 2. This time I may have used the other constructor. This could be, for example, Africa. Then run this something like this, 5 monkey. This could be maybe cat, not lion. Then Africa, for example. Okay, we can have multiple constructor. It depends on our program, and we can use one of them when need. If I want to just initialize country here, I can just do it here. And if I don't have the Africa, the third parameter for the first one, it will write empty, saying nothing. But the problem is, in programming, we should not repeat our codes. But here we have repeated codes. And we have don't repeat yourself rule. And what is this? It is okay? Is it acceptable? No. This is not acceptable, right? In Java, we could do like this. We could say this and then call, say, age and then name. That method is actually this one. So it will get this age value and set it here, and so you're going to use your code. But in Java, the way to do this, it's like this. In C#, sorry, age and then name. This is the only difference between them. So same. If I do this, it will work. You are not going to set them again because they're already here. You can just use to set them. It's very simple. Understand the idea? So you remember that if I close this one, turn them off, because there is no construct with parameter, it will not work. So I have to just close them. I can use this one. Animal A is equal to new animal. So this is actually the constructor, right? That I defined. And this is working. But if I open them, like if I uncomment them, you're going to see that it will not work. What, do you know the reason why it doesn't work? Mesela normalde default yapıcı dışında aşırı yüklenmiş buradaki gibi overloaded parametreler, yapıcılar kullandığım zaman bu şekilde çalışıyor, güzel. Kullanmadığım zaman, hiçbir şey yazmadığım zaman mesela bu çalışıyor. Ama onları çalıştırdığım zaman gidiyor. Default olanı gidiyor. Neden böyle oluyor? Çünkü siz herhangi bir yapıcı kullanmadığınız zaman, yani overloaded bir yapıcı kullanmadığınız zaman sistem derleyici sizin yerinize bir tane oluşturuyor orada gizli. Yazmasanız da kendisi oluşturuyor. Ama yazdığınız zaman onu yok sayıyor. Yani aslında şunu yapıyor bu. Şu demek. Şunu kendisi yapıyor. Arkada gizli. Yani içeride gizli şekilde kendisi oluşturuyor. Ancak siz yazdığınız zaman bunu yok sayıyor. Eğer böyle bir şeye ihtiyacınız varsa halen bunlarla beraber bunu bırakabilirsiniz. Bu şekilde çalışacaktır. Okay? If you need a default constructor, then that will work. If you have default constructor, it will give you the default value, age, name, and origin. But if you want to give them in the beginning, you can set them here if you want again. This is also possible. That means it will give age value 10 for all of them. Default value. Normalde age'in, integer'ın default değeri nedir? Sıfırdır ya integer'ların. Burada 5 veriyor veya 10 veriyor. Yapabiliyorsunuz. Okay. Now let me just go deeper in classes. And this is, again, I don't want to work with them. Just close them all. This is the thing only. I want to just work with them. I have two different animals. So we talk about the classes, constructor, methods, and then now it's time to talk about what? Inheritance, miras. What is inheritance? Again, the point of inheritance is to not write the code again. So I just want to do something. So let me create something, some kind of animal. Tell me an animal. Cat maybe. What? Dog. Okay, let's create a dog here. And then go here and then add new item or class, simply say dog. And I know that each dog is an animal, right? Then I have to do something like this, extend animal, right? So if I do that in Java, I could have animal.name, but in C# we have this one. So if I have constructor here, you're going to see that I can have, let's say, this.age. I have age, name, and origin from the base class or super class in Java we said. Right? Yani ne yaptı bu? Dog animal olduğu için ondan miras alacak. Ne alacak? Age, name, origin. We are going to inherit something, age, name, and origin from the animal class. I can say, for example, this name could be just dog. And then this age is equal to, for example, 4 this age name, and then maybe origin could be, I don't know, Africa or Anatolia, Asia. Okay, you see that they are private, right? I cannot set them because in animal class I said that age and name are private, so no one can access them. So I cannot access them, I cannot set them. So what should I do here? I should go here, make it public or protected. Protected means subclass or child class can access it. But the problem here, if I make it public, all classes will accept them. They will set them. I don't want this. I want to make it protected. So if I make it protected, which means subclass or child class can access to this base class. Yani yavru klaslar, ata class'taki veriye erişebiliyorlar. Okay, name, age, and origin, I can have them. Again, if I have a public dog, this time I want to set something, integer ID, not ID, age, string, name, and then maybe this will be enough for me. So can I do that? This age is equal to age, and this name is equal to name. I have right to do that, right? But again, I'm repeating codes because this is already done in animal class. I don't want to do it again. So what should I do for this? In Java again, we could do something like this. We could say super, say age, and then name. And this would go to superclass constructor with 2 parameters. It will visit this one and then set them for me. But in C# we cannot do that as well. So what should we do here? We should go and say base, which is animal class here. And if I write it, it will tell me all the constructor types in superclass. If I want to have this one, I say age and then name. Bakın arkadaşlar şunu yapıyor aslında. Buradaki atamayı bir daha burada yapmıyor. Yani lazımsa eğer. Ata class'taki age ve name alıyor. Onları kullanıyor bir daha. Yani oradaki atama işi şu olduğu için şurada alıyor bunu kullanıyor. Tamam, kod tekrarını engellemek için. Bir kez daha arkadaşlar buradaki şeyleri çok gözünüzde büyütmeyin. Sadece alışın diye söylüyorum. Bunların belki bir kısmını kullanmayacağız bu oyunda. Ama bilmenizde fayda var. Yarın öbür gün mülakatlarda sorarlar. İşinize yarayacaktır. Okay, you understand the idea. Maybe here I can say this dot origin. Say origin could be maybe something like maybe Europe. I don't know what's this destination of this animal, but you can say also Asia. So you understand the idea. If I go here and say dog is equal to new dog, I cannot write it. Dog is equal to new and dog. I can have 2 parameters. One, because I have 2 constructor, the default one and this one. If I have the default one, it will give me this empty parameter. And if I write it, it will again write something here. So for and dog. If I want to set them by myself, I can make it 45. The name is like Leslie. And then I want to set the name. Sorry for this. Dog has 2 parameters and the name will be Leslie. Cannot do that. What's happening here? So it will create a Leslie for me. So 45 and Leslie. This is okay. Can I do that? Animal dog equal to new dog. Can I do that? Is it possible? Yok, verim orada. Alabilecek misiniz? It is possible. Why and why not? Türkçe söyleyebilirsiniz arkadaşlar. Can I do that? Yes, because dog is an animal. Dog is an animal because we are inheritance. Can I say that like lion is a cat, right? Panther is a cat. Jaguar is a cat. Like domestic cat is a cat. They're all cats. So if any feature that animal has dog must have them all. Yani animal'ın sahip olduğu herhangi bir özelliğe köpeğin de sahip olması lazım değil mi? Dolayısıyla köpek bir hayvandır diyebiliriz. Right? Dog is an animal. So I can do that here. Dog is an animal. I can have. And go to dog here. Maybe I can give another one. Property, integer, say speed. For example. And if I say dog.speed, I cannot have them because the type is animal. So I'm going to explain this. Dog and then speed. What's wrong with this? It's a dog, right? It must have speed because here it's defined. What's the problem here? Buradaki problem ne? Okay, the type is, the dog is the type of animal, even if it's dog. So I have to tell them, you are an animal. That time, sorry, you are a dog. That time it will work. Well, I think it's in this real time happening in Java. Here it doesn't work. Anyway, let me do it. I'm going to explain this. If I say something like this, say dog d, then say dog, and then this is dog, then say, so now it will work, and this time that will have speed. Then if I write it, it will give me 0 because I didn't assign it here. Bakın arkadaşlar, Java'da bu oluyor da burada olmuyor. Bunun kötü tarafı bu işte, bazı tarafları. Bu dog normalde köpek olmasına rağmen tip olarak animal'dan türetildiği için buradaki dog'un speed değerini alamıyoruz veya yazdıramıyoruz. Çünkü animal tipinde böyle bir şey yok. Ancak biz biliyoruz ki bu dog olduğu için bunda speed özelliği olması lazım. Biz bunu downcasting ile, yani animal daha yukarıda, dog daha aşağıda bir dönüşüm yapıyoruz ve dönüşüm sayesinde buradaki değere erişebiliyoruz. Bu oyun içerisinde yine lazım olacak. Dinamik olarak casting yapmak lazım olacak. İşimize yarayacak. Kullanacağız bunu. Ancak benim burada söylemeye çalıştığım şey şu. Neden buradaki her şeyi kedi olacak? Bir tane de köpek oluşturmam. Let me just create another animal simply add, which is say cat. I think this will be enough for me just to use it. I want to create, for example, again cat seator, and say integer age and then string name. Again, I want to just use this one base, then say, gördünüz mü burada base obje geldi. Niye obje geldi? Çünkü obje bütün class'ın atasıdır. So I have to say animal. Then this time it will give me the age and then name. Okay, now let me just create some classes. I want to have, say, cat1, which is cat. And then this is another cat, which is cat2. And then I have another one, which is dog. If I write them like this, I cannot put them all in a list, on an array. For example, I want to put them all in an array. I should say animal. How can I put them like animal? Well, I can do that, but because they're all animals. But here, if I do something like animal, so how can I put them in an array? How can I put them in an array? Ben bu üçünü beraber bir tane diziye atmak istiyorum ve bunun hepsinin işte ismini yazdırmak istiyorum. For example, I want to write the name of all of them, or I want to speed. So I want to write age of them, all of them, because I want to use for loop for this. It's much simpler. How can I put them in the same array? And I know that I can put the same type in an array. I cannot use different types. So what can I do here? So what's the solution for this? The solution is a polymorphism. Polymorphism let you put a polymorphic object in the same array. Mesela arkadaşlar, bunların hepsi doğası gereği hayvan olduğu için hayvan dizisine atabilirim değil mi bunları mantıken? İşte polymorfizm bu aslında. Dinamik olarak bütün kedileri hayvana dönüştürüyor veya köpekleri hayvana dönüştürüyor ve bu sayede bunların ortak özelliğini yazmaya yarıyor. So now let me do that. Animal and say anims is equal to, for example, anim2 dog. Since they're all animals by their nature, I can put them here. So using for loop for each loop, I can say animal A, for animal A in this anims collection, say console write line anims animal dot, for example, age. You see, it doesn't work. Why? Because age is what? What's wrong with this? It's a public. Okay, this is public. What is wrong with this? Sorry. What is wrong with this? Problem ne burada? Animal does not contain definition for age. Okay, I made a mistake. Should be age, right? Should be like this. Okay. So if I do this, it will write the ages, all of them for me. So sometimes you want to use like this. The point of this is something different. Mesela arkadaşlar bu neden animal olarak yazdım hepsini? Açıklayacağım. Oyun içerisinde belli zamanlarda belli bir hayvan dönüştürmek istiyorum. Mesela karakteri bir anda bambaşka bir şeye dönüştürmek istiyorum. Yani aslında oradaki referansın point edeceği objeyi değiştirmek istiyorum. Şunu şöyle yaparsam yapamam. Mesela programın bir yerinde benim düşmanım köpekken bir anda kedi olsun istiyorum, değil mi bu? Yani daha doğrusu kediyi köpeğe dönüştürmüyorum ama aynı değişkene birden farklı şey vermek istiyorum. Obje atamak istiyorum. Bunu bu şekilde yapamıyorum. Mesela bunu bu şekilde yapamam. Mesela aşağılarda bir yere geldim. Ben dedim ki anim 2 işte eşittir ne bileyim dog olsun. Ya da bir yerlerde dedim ki anim 2 eşittir şöyle olsun istiyorum. Bu olmuyor. Neden? Çünkü soldaki tip ne? Kedi, sağdaki tip ne? Köpek. Kedi köpeğe dönüşemez. Böyle bir ihtimal yok. Dönüştürme mümkün değil. Dönüşmemeli zaten, saçmalık olur. Ancak ben ikisi için tek bir değişken kullanmak istiyorum. Yani oyun içerisinde benim bir tanecik referansım olacak ve bu her seviyede başka bir şeye dönüşecek. Yani her seviyede başka bir karakter olsun istiyorum. Bunun için benim buraya animal yazmam lazım ki her kedi de bir animal, her köpek de bir animal olduğu için ben belki ileride bir yerde anim 2 eşittir dog diyebileyim, değil mi? Yanlış yazdık. Doğru gerekiyor. Bunu yapabilirim. Şu anda peki bu animal 2 nedir? Kediydi başlangıçta. Şimdi artık köpek oldu. Yani tuttuğu adres kediyi gösteriyordu başta. Şu anda köpeği gösteriyor. Anlaşıldı mı bilmiyorum. Bu yeniden değişken yazmamak için yapılan bir teknik. Okay, maybe in the next level of your game, you are going to, you not want to just define another variable to store your object. You want to just use same variable because dynamically you cannot create a variable. Impossible. Kod müdahalesi yok oyuna. Dinamik olarak siz obje değişken tanımlayabilir misiniz? Tanımlayamazsınız. Mümkün değil ama atama yapabilirsiniz, değiştirebilirsiniz. This is the point, idea of this. Okay. Now let me tell you something, which is this is possible, and now the animal this will work, no problem, totally fine. Can I do this? For example, can I do that? Let me tell you something. I want to do some kind of things. Okay. Can I say can I do this? Bunu yapabilir miyim? Neden? Çalışıyor, bir sıkıntı yok. En azından derliyor yani. Derlemede sıkıntı yok. Is this possible? No. The reason is because dog is not a cat. Because dog is a dog, cat is a cat. They are different objects. If I put here, put this casting, this is for compiler, this is a cat. But this is in compile time. But when you run the project, it will crash. Because you cannot convert dog to a cat. Demin anlattığım şey de bu farklı. Anlatmaya çalıştığım bu. Demin sadece bir değişkeni iki farklı tip kullanmak için kullandım. Burada ise dönüştürme işlemi yapmaya çalıştım. Dönüştürme işlemi burada yapamazsınız. Yasak yani. Çünkü kedi köpek değildir. Her kedi köpek değildir ya. Kedi zaten köpek değildir yani. Burada olay şu. Diyor ki bu adam diyor kedidir. Tamam, kedi özünde kedi olabilir diyor. Çünkü neticede bakıyor burada. Değerli şuna bakıyor. Dog diyor tip olarak animal diyor. Animal diyor kedi olabilir. Belki bu hayvan bir kediydi diyor. Ve kedi koymanıza izin veriyor. Yani kedi, tamam, bu diyor kod yazan adam bunu biliyor zaten. Kedi olduğunu biliyor, bir şey de. Mesela compile time'da sıkıntı çıkarmıyor ama runtime'da bakıyor, arkadaş bu bir kedi diyor. Yani bu bir köpekti diyor. Bu köpeği ben kediye dönüştüremem deyip hata fırlatıyor. Runtime, compile time farklı kavramlar. Ara verelim mi arkadaşlar? Vermeyelim derseniz bitireceğim. Devam edip bitireceğim. Sıkıldınız mı? Bilmiyorum, mimikleriniz yok. Herhangi bir şekilde anlamıyorum sıkıldığınızı. Bilmiyorum. Şimdi şey kaldı sadece. Interface'den bahsedip, abstract class'lardan bahsedip bitireceğim. Bir şey kalmadı. Tamam mıdır? Tamam, ara ver sen. Ara. Diğerleri istiyor mu? Ara verelim mi? Tamam, 5 dakika kaçmak yok ama arkadaşlar. Siler misiniz? Okay, now it's time to talk about abstract class. Okay, the abstract class. I want to say, for example, move method. Public void move. And I can say system out control right line, then say move. But the thing is, now in the program I can simply say animal dot move, because all animal can move. The reason is because the move method defined in the main method, the move method defined in animal, and they're all animals, so this is possible. I can do it. But the problem here is that each animal they have own things. So for example, in this dog will implement this move method in different way. Yani şunu demeye çalışıyorum arkadaşlar. Her bir kedi ya da köpek farklı yürürler değil mi? Dolayısıyla bunun dog'daki move'la cat'teki move aynı olmaması gerekiyor. Doğru mu? Tanımın farklı olması gerekiyor. So in order to do that, I have to override the move method in this animal class. I don't want to just I don't want dog move like a cat, because they're different animals. So to do that, I have to say in Java, I think I had like override. I had something like this, override, and then I cannot do that. This is Java style. Say public void, and then say move. And here I can change the definition totally. So say console right line, say dog moves. This is Java style, but here we are in C#. This is different. I don't need this one. Instead, I have to do this one, over public override move. But if you want to do that, you have to tell the move method in the animal class should be virtual. Sanallaştırmanız gerekiyor burada. Yani aslında override edilebilir demeniz gerekiyor. So if I write virtual, which means in the subclasses I can override it. Let's go to the cat class and do the same here. Override, and it will give me the two methods, move and toString. I want to override this. Here base is a superclass, which is an animal class. If I don't write anything, it will automatically write that method. If I write something, console write line, this time this will say cat moves. You see, I did not change anything in the main code, but if I do this, oh, okay, this is a problem since the first week. So here, cat moves, and dog moves. They are different implementation. I didn't change code in this main class. I changed only this in this specific classes, and this is polymorphically find the animal and call that method in that class. Yani bu move metodunun hangi class'a ait olduğunu bildiği için real runtime'da, çalışma zamanında oradaki objenin oluşturulduğu class'a gidip onu çağırıyor. Bizim bunun için bir şey yapmamıza gerekiyor. Takibini yapmamıza gerekiyor. Kendisi bu işi yapıyor zaten. You understand the idea. But there's one problem here. Since cat and dog, they are implementing them by themselves. So why do I need this here? Böyle bir şeye ihtiyacım yok ki madem diğerleri dolduruyor. Can I do that? Is this a good idea? Maybe, but not a smart idea. Because we never write a code to leave it blank. This is not a good idea. Yani bir kodu boş bırakmak için yazmazsınız. So to do that, if I don't want to write anything here, I don't have any declaration here, I should make it abstract. So like this. And then abstract. This time, this is a problem. I'm going to explain this. So I have a move method here, it's abstract. And this solve my problem, but there is one more problem here. If I have this one, move method abstract, which means I will be able to call this method through an object of the animal, right? Mesela ben bunu abstract yaptım ama yine de ben animal tipinde bir obje oluşturabilirim bu class'tan ve belki bunu çağırabilirim, değil mi? Doğru mu? Say animal a is equal to new animal and I might use this one. Şimdi bunu yaptığım zaman ne olur? If I do that, what's going to happen? It is going to go animal class and then call the move method. But the thing is, the move method has nothing. It doesn't have body. If no body means no declaration, no initialization. The problem here, I need to tell that don't create an object from this class. Yani diyelim devam lazım ki derleyiciye. Bak benim move metodumda bir şey yok. Bomboş metot bu. Dolayısıyla bundan obje oluşturama. Çünkü anlamı yok. Anlamsız bir şey yok. Yani gövde olmadığı için bir şeye yaramıyor. Onun için memory ortaya çıkmıyor. Oluşturulmuyor ve sıkıntı çıkıyor. Bu yüzden bir şeyi garanti altına almam lazım. Şunu demem lazım. Asla ve asla bu class'tan obje oluşturama. So I have to tell the compiler that please don't create an object from this class. To do that, I have to say abstract. So you cannot create an object from this class. This is only going to be used for these two classes. To just do not allow code repetition, repeating. By the way, it's snowing now. This is good. So you understand the idea. Yani abstract class'ın amacı sadece kod tekrarını engellemek, alt class'lardaki değişkenleri tutmak burada. Bu kadar. Başka bir olay yok. So you cannot create any object from this class. It's only for subclasses. Okay, we have some more things. Now you know the abstract class, you know the inheritance, you know the polymorphism, you know overloading, overriding, all of them. You don't know maybe interface. And we have another interface, another structure, which is interface. Well, in C++, we don't have interface. The reason is because one class can inherit data or variables or methods from multiple classes. So, for example, dog could get something from animal, could get something from, could be, I don't know, monster, so many things. You could do, mesela bir class, birden fazla class'tan miras alabiliyor. C++'da. Ama C# ve Java'da böyle bir şey yok. Bunu nasıl sağlayabiliriz? Yok yani doğası gereği böyle bir şey izin vermiyor. Çoklu miras yok. C++ var ama onda şöyle bir sıkıntı var. Diyelim ki dog dediğimiz obje iki tane farklı class'tan miras aldı. İki class'tan da move metodunu aldı diyelim miras. X class'tan aldı, Y class'tan aldı miras. Şimdi move yazdık buraya. Çağırdığımız zaman move metodunun hangisinden alacağını bilmiyoruz. Değil mi? İkisinden birinden almış olabilir. Her birinde farklı olarak verilmiş olabilir bu tanım. Bu problemdir. Dolayısıyla diamond problem diye geçiyor bu. Şöyle genişliyor, sonra tekrar daralıyor. Buna problem. Hangisinden alacağı belli olmadığı için buna diamond problem diyoruz. C++ bunu çözüyor. İsimlendirerek çözüyor. Yani hangisinden aldığını söylüyorsun. Ancak C# ve Java'da böyle bir şey olmadığı için hiç uğraşmamışlar bununla. Demişler ki interface ortaya koyalım. Ve interface'de bu işi halletmişler. So we are going to use interface for multiple inheritance. So how can we do that? If I want to give some behavior to an object, dog, for example, I want to give flyable, maybe attacking behavior to the dog or cat, I can give them separately. Şimdi ben desem ki benim kedim uçabilsin, köpek kaçabilsin, işte kedi ısırsın, değil mi? Başka bir hayvan burada uçsun filan. Ben bu özelliklerin hepsini animal'a versem ne olur? Bu defa herhangi bir hayvan uçabilecek, kaçabilecek. Bu saçma olur değil mi? Benim köpeğin normalde uçamaması lazım. Sadece kuşun yani ne bileyim eagle olabilir, başka bir hayvan olabilir. Çünkü kuş genel bir abstrak olması lazım. Kuş yerine kartal ya da başka bir şey verebiliriz. Bunların uçabiliyor olması lazım. Dolayısıyla ben bu özellikleri animal'a vermem çok saçma olur. Animal class'ı içerisinde tanımlamam çok saçma olur. Bunun için ayrı bir yapıya ihtiyacım var. Bu da interface. Çünkü interface çoklu mirasa izin veriyor. So I want to give some behavior. For example, flying. For example, swimming. For example, attacking, eating. I want to give these behavior to specific objects. So I cannot declare them in animal class. Let me create some interface for this. For example, I want to give fly feature. So I want to say I flyable, not flyable. I, for example, swimmable. The I is actually simply say this is interface. In C# we use this one. I can say, for example, I eatable. Eatable olmaz da huntable diyelim. Yani avlayabilme davranışı, uçabilme davranışı gibi. Swimmable uçabilmek demek. Huntable avlayabilmek. So now go there and generate interface and go there and generate interface here. Simply I can give my behavior here. Void swim. Interfaces are like abstract classes. You cannot declare a body. Just abstract. Yani bir şey yok, sadece isim veriyorsunuz. Void. It's a contract. You say if something is swimmable, which means it must implement swim. Yani bir şey yüzebiliyorsa eğer mutlaka onun içerisinde swim metodunun olması gerekiyor. Bunu şart koşuyorsunuz ve bu şartı zorluyor sistem. So let's go to these huntable. Say void hunt. You cannot put public here because it is already public. You cannot put this, or you cannot do this. It must be public, so you have to leave it as is. Just you don't have to need any access modifier. For example, I say I swimmable and I huntable. Şimdi köpek bir hayvan değil mi? Animal. Nasıl bir hayvan? Yüzebilen ve avlayabilen bir hayvan değil mi? Ama bakıyoruz aşağıda, yüzme özelliği ve avlama özelliği yok. Bu bir kontrat. Diyor ki sen bunu uygulamak zorundasın diyor. So I say go here and they say implement interface and then implement interface and you have to say for example hunt and then swim. You see? Now, sorry, I made a mistake. Hunt. So I want to just go here and say cat for cat. Cat is actually a huntable, right? Maybe it cannot swim, right? It cannot fly. It can only maybe hunt. And then say maybe I can give different cat hunts. Tabi burada normalde kod gelir, algoritmalar gelir ama biz sadece yazıyoruz anlaşılsın diye. I can create one more animal that can swim and can hunt and can, for example, I can create a new animal. Could be at a class, for example, eagle. Eager, yanlış yazdım. Rename and say eagle. So for eagle, which is an animal, and then what kind of animal? I swimmable. Kartal yüzebilir mi? Yüzemez ya. Yok. Huntable, I flyable, and bu kadar yeter herhalde. So fix formatting, then interface, and then implement interface here. And then create one more, and then say void fly. That's all. You see, now It can hunt, it can move, and it can also fly. It must fly. Yani burada hiçbir şekilde derleyicinin sizi yanıltma ihtimali yok. Bir şey uçabiliyorsa uçar. Bir şey yüzebiliyorsa yüzer. Burada kodda işte bir yerde unuttum diye bir ihtimal yok. Kesinlikle onu doldurmanız gerekir. Bu da ileri seviye, biraz daha hani kompleks, büyük çaplı projeler yazdığınızda sizin için bir abstraction yapar. Yani soyutlama yapar, tepeden görebilirsiniz hangi kodda hangi metod vardır. Control right line, say fly. And eagle flies. Şurada hunts. Ondan sonra ne diyeceğiz buraya? Moves. Bir yazabiliriz burada. Burada I can say that animal, for example, eagle. Say new eagle, and then I can just put like this. This is okay. So I want to just, for example, I want to make this eagle fly. How can I do that? Eagle that fly. What's wrong with this? I know eagle can fly because eagle has fly. Bunu küçük yazmışım bu arada. Büyük yazsam tabii daha iyi olurmuş ama. Şöyle yapalım. Refactor. Tamam, düzeltmiştir diye düşünüyorum herhalde. Düzeltmiş, tamam. Okay. I want to say eagle the fly. What's problem with this? Demek ki problem aynısı değil mi? Aynı problem. Çünkü eagle'da fly özelliği var ama bu tip olarak animal olarak verilmiş. I can have two different fix for this. In the first, Java'da oluyordu, bu C Sharp'ta yok, çok kötü bir şey. Hiç hoşuma gitmiyor bu. Direkt böyle çevirebiliyorduk. Şöyle. Bunda iki adımda yapmak. Oluyor. Oldu. Eagle fly. You see that now eagle can fly because we tell that it's an eagle. Or you can say I flyable, and now this is also okay. Çünkü eagle flyable bir hayvandır. Uçabilen bir hayvan olduğu için yine çalıştı. Anlaşıldı herhalde bu. Run it. And eagle flies, cat moves, dog moves. Tamam arkadaşlar, bu kadar. Do you have any question? This is the entire of the OOP which we did in one single semester. If you have any question, I'm ready to listen. If you don't have, I'm going to end the lecture.